So it looks like both players are 3-0, and most likely whoever wins this is going to be able to draw with their next two opponents and draw in the top 8.
Yes, theoretically they should be.
Yep.
The winners of these two games should be locked in for top 8, which means that we're getting at least one Fearsome Critters in Top Cut.
So this is going to be interesting.
Ooh,
It's a lot on the line here.
Ooh, I like those sleeves that make everything look like a sample card.
Right? Oh yeah, the black bordered sleeves.
Mm-hmm.
Those are awesome. So it looks like Chris took a...
It hasn't shuffled yet for some reason.
No, he drew his opener.
Ooh, that is a solid looking hand from the Monkey Man. Might want another aura, I think. I think I just saw the one aura.
Is that a
wrong.
growth?
Yes.
Okay, so pretty much everybody is splashing growth now. Except for Cosmic.
What's interesting to me is that he's playing the Mothman from Cryptid Nation. He's playing the promo one, but he's playing the Cryptid Nation one.
I mean, it is a pretty beefy having the fear trait, and then also, what is it, 100 attack?
Something like
it's
that.
100 HP. So yeah, it's pretty beefy. So it's definitely a solid. So turn 1 Napa Rebobs comes down.
Or a Monkey Pass.
Or a Monkey Pass.
We have Aura, probably not Monkey, unless there's a Flaming Monkey.
Oh.
No, ooh, okay, so we have was it the Burning Spirit imprint, I believe?
Yes, it is.
Yes, that's going to be a Fire Spirit Aurifact.
Oh, and Michael has a lighting in a bottle to take care of that.
Yeah, that's pretty big. And this is going to end his turn. Okay, he's leaving his auras up, maybe trying to bluff into thinking that he has a dampen, but Chris just draw pass.
And that was another Liam scream.
That was weirdly enough. Earlier when we were saying we heard a Liam scream, it might have actually been a Michael scream because he is playing the Jersey Devil, but
Chris is missing his auras, so he just can't play anything.
Well, now that the promo Mothman is down, he really can't play anything.
Yeah.
That card is disgusting.
So this may be a quick game 1.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think Napa Rebobs is another one of those decks that, not to the same level as Fearsome Critters, but it's something that you have to kind of respect the existence of. And granted, it seems like a fire deck wouldn't have too many issues dealing with it, but, when you're not hitting any aura, it's not necessarily the case.
Yeah, Chris is in a really unfortunate situation here because...
I think a Sinister Shadows just came down.
No,
what are those dice then?
I think that isn't a dice. That's just a status indicator put on the field for some reason.
2 of those are dice.
Oh yeah, that's true. Wonder what that's all about.
Could be Sinister as well, and it doesn't really matter. Yeah, it was a Sinister Shadows.
Yeah.
In any case, we're going game 2. That was just a brick.
That was a barn burner, man. What are you talking about?
Sometimes you just brick, and there's not much you can do. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and hop over to the Fearsome Critter Mirror. This is a nightmare and a half.
So Arthur looks like he's a little bit behind on aura drops. Louis must have went first. So
That or this is like the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
And that said, Critters doesn't usually need a ton of aura drops. Like honestly, if Lewis doesn't see another aura for the rest of the game, he'll be fine. Accidental Hound is absolutely massive in this matchup as well because of its effect. Whenever another non-token forest beastie is destroyed, it gains 10 life points. And hey, guess what? Your opponent has lots of forest beasties as well in the mirror. In fact, some would argue he has nothing but forest beasties in the mirror.
All the forests. But here's kind of one of the keys to the mirror match, though, is the Arkansas Snipes. that are in the sideboard too.
That's true. Both players are playing 3 in their sideboard from the looks of things. The bigger thing with this matchup is you need to control your opponent's board state, and the best way to do that is with Gumbaroos. Now, neither player has Gumbaroos down, so it still feels like the board control is really anyone's anyone's game. And taking a look at Arthur's hand, though, he does have that Wood Devil in there, and that could be big, especially if he has a Power of Bread that he can put down on it. Or
Arthur has a full grip of cards, and he's just...
He does. Pretty sure I saw growth in there as well.
Yep. He's just trying to figure out what best combination to use here.
I do see the Gumbaroo. Okay.
Oh, he does have Gumbaroo. Okay.
I believe so. Yes, I believe that was the Nightfall printing of it specifically. All right. Dropping 2 for the model. Now what?
And he does get the
He lands the
paralyzed.
paralysis.
Yes.
Okay, so he's paralyzed, which means if he destroys the rope right, Hound will not gain 10 life. He doesn't lose the 10 that he's already gained because it's not like it's a permanent gain. It's not like a tribal boost, but that does certainly weaken him. But he has a lot of aura to work with. I don't know what Lewis's hand is looking like currently, but oh well. We know he had a bookmark certainly. And now he has a floating forest aura. I see.
There's another.
I saw. I
another
think
bookmark,
Gumber Rope Right, I believe, is what I saw there.
Okay.
I could be mistaken, but I have too much time on this deck. All right, down comes a Roperite. Yeah, the question is now, you got to deal with the Wood Devil. There's the Gumbaroo.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we're starting to get to a point where we can establish board presence. Ideally, you would want 2 of them, because then your opponent would be forced to respond with multiple lightning in the bottles to deal with it. So there's the 3rd aura. That's pretty big. That's big for Arthur, especially since he hasn't been able to establish Roperites on the board to use as aura. You know, like critters, you say you only need 1 aura, and that's true, but only if you're hitting the Roperites. If you aren't hitting the Roperites, then you're going to be struggling a bit.
Oh yeah, definitely. And what's really interesting here is Arthur is trying to figure out whether he wants to slam down a bunch of beasties or what. And it.
Oh, that's kind of awkward, though. 2 of Arthur's beasties are the forest elementals,
Yeah,
and those are not useful in this matchup.
That's pretty rough.
You can drop them for the poison damage that they do, which obviously is minimal, but still something. But I think overall, you're going to want to focus on other cards, especially because they have a cost of 2.
It looks like he plays one of them.
Yeah. I suppose you could swing into the Gumbaroo, poison it. But we'll see. He could also attack. Well, you can also put them down as convert, so that might be his strat. He didn't have anything else that he wanted to play, so he put those down for the convert. 1 drop, Gumbaroo, pass. Now his opponent has a choice. Lewis can either bounce or bounce the Wood. I think the Gumbaroo is...
Yeah, the Gumbaroo is the biggest.
The Gumbaroo is the bigger threat.
Yep.
Ultimately, but Arthur could just be baiting it to keep the Wood Devil in play. Because if the Wood Devil sticks around, that is obviously the bigger threat. But if you can get them to a position where their Gumbaroos aren't able to bounce your Gumbaroos, you can basically just control the board.
Yep. Looks like it's only a plus 20 attack on the fearsome critters right now, so Louis is really thinking about this.
Yeah, but he has the aura to do it.
Oh, Power Bread. Wow, okay.
But that's the thing. So now
No, he just bounces the
Now he bounces
Gumberoo,
Gumberoo.
and then kills the Wood Devil.
That said, if Arthur has a lightning in a bottle in the hand, you have to imagine this is probably what he was debating on. If Arthur has a lightning in a bottle, throws that Gumberoo down, lightning in a bottle, bounce the rope right, no more power up red.
There is a growth in Arthur's hand right now.
I think that's been there. I believe it just seems like he was waiting to kind of exhaust his resources. Now he has 4 aura to work with because once again, our little mushroom friend has convert on him.
So he's got plenty of aura to work with.
There comes another one. All right, just playing it slow.
Yeah, he's just trying to build his aura resources so that he can just dump everything in one turn.
Mm-hmm. I thought the screen froze for a sec, but they're both just thinking.
Yeah, that's one thing that the Prism Critter mirror match you have to be really careful about is getting too much in the think tank because forever.
Mm-hmm. I've definitely been there. All right, swinging directly with the rope raid. I am mad. So what do the safest thing would be? Ooh,
he can still bounce the Gumberoo though.
He still can. Yes.
Even though the elemental blocked, but he's not. Oh wow, that was a blunder.
Unless he attacked directly with him.
No, he definitely attacked with the Gumberoo into the Gumberoo and forced elemental blocked. And I don't think Louis knew that you could actually still bounce the Gumberoo because it is still considered to be in combat.
If this were a, let's say, locals, I think Arthur would probably have told him about that, but you don't need to be helping your opponent in big tournaments like this. I think Arthur and I are probably the most players, you could say.
Yeah, I would say for this area, you guys are. There is another player, I forgot his name for some reason, but he actually was in Orlando and was playing Prism Critters, and I believe he top 8'd both day 1 and day 2 of Collecticon Orlando. He's also always playing Prism Critters and just got a second place medal recently with Prism Critters. So
yeah, Critters is never a bad play. It's not always going to make you. It's not always going to get you top 8. But if you're good with it and you have okay luck, you'll be safe. And speaking of being safe, that blunder didn't seem to hurt him all that much, as he was able to hit some cards that he needed, bounce the Gumberoo back, and establish a solid board presence. Having both of those Aurifacts down, you could argue whether or not it's been helpful, but it definitely gives him options to play whatever he draws into.
Well, it helped him run out of gas, and that's one of the big things about Prism Critters too, is that if you don't draw growth or New Year's New Beginnings, then you're going to run out of gas, and things like this can happen. To where Arthur, he just plays growth now, draw 5 cards, slam a bunch of cards on the board, and start getting ahead.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's just a game of establishing board presence. And it can go back and forth for so long that there's really no reason to scoop. There's always a response unless all your potions are gone. Your opponent's hitting the nuts and you don't have anything. There's always room to come back.
Oh, there's the Nightfall promo.
Does the Nightfall not power up his beasties as well? Let me double check that. I believe it does. That might have been a misplay.
Is it just plus 25 attack?
I thought it was plus 25 attack and plus 25 life. I could be wrong about that. Let us know how wrong we are in chat. Nightfall. Yeah, it is just plus 25 attack. Never mind, ignore me. The other nice thing about that card is that if you have Axe Handle Hounds out, they also get an extra plus 10 life and plus 10 damage for the turn, because the Nightfall also activates nighttime till the end of the turn, which is pretty cool.
We do have a update on the Michael and Chris matchup. Right now it is one win apiece, so they are playing game 3 right now. We are not going to switch over to that just yet. We're going to go ahead and keep on watching this matchup and see what Artur can do here.
Has Artur played his growth? Wait, he's main decking Bubbling Brew, or is this not game 1?
No, this is probably game 2, I think.
Okay. Hey, Artur, I'm not seeing Bubbling Brew in Arthur's list.
Was that a Bubbling Brew though?
It must not have been.
In his list,
Exquisite Stew, maybe? No, I don't think he's playing that either.
No, it looked like a flame page. So
it was not.
Okay, nope, never mind. It was just a roper.
I
don't know why I thought that was a flame page for some reason.
I don't know why you thought that was a Bubbling Brew. I've called Exquisite Stew Bubbling Brew before, but
it looked like a flame page, and I was like, it's one of the only ones that you can really play.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, and I believe he isn't playing. Yeah, he's just playing the Forest Aura. He's not doing anything with Prismors. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. Keep it honest.
No, so it looks like Artur is winning the Gumbaroo kind of war that's going on right now, but Louis just played his Gumbaroo along with a Hound. He is going to probably bounce the Gumbaroo with the Gumbaroo. So
my question is, Arthur's just going to keep bouncing. Arthur's just going to keep bouncing Gumbaroo, so. I bumped the chair. Apologies. Let's get the chair back in. Sorry, that's my bad. Our monitor is missing a stand. Okay. Sorry about that. Yeah, this is the annoying math that we were talking about.
Yeah, this is the math is probably what takes the most time up in a match.
It really is. You know, I'm starting to see why that was so many questions on my MZO exam. It is more relevant than one might expect.
Oh, most definitely. Like the math, especially
the
in
numbers
this
don't
matchup,
lie.
Yeah.
And they spell disaster.
Yeah, this matchup can get pretty crazy. And as you can see here, it is getting pretty crazy.
Well, it gets pretty crazy, and then on top of that, you also have the Axe Handle Hounds to deal with who get their own math.
Yeah.
Alright, so we got some damage in on the Hound.
Roperite, looks like it's going to be killing another Roperite.
No,
Roperite was swinging into the Hound.
They can't. So the tricky thing with critters is that they can't one-shot each other,
right.
Because Hound, you can one-shot Hound, but for the most part, you aren't going to be one-shotting each other simply because they have a base HP higher than their life. So I think now we're really just in a position to see who hits a draw card first, and honestly, if you pull the New Year's, do you play it?
It's really hard in the mirror, but I think like if Louis draws a New Year's, he definitely plays it because he has more aura, so he's able to just dump his hand as soon as he top decks it.
Mm-hmm.
But
But Arthur now is caught up on in terms of aura too. I suppose you could set yourself up for like an OTK with that though. So.
Well, I think so. If let's say Louis top decks the New Year's New Beginnings, he's definitely going to bounce probably Gumberoo with Gumberoo, and then play New Year's. So that also eliminates one of the Gumberoos, but that Hound is getting big.
That it is, but it has a not insignificant amount of damage into it.
That is true.
Now we have the rope right swing into the other rope right, which I believe it's killing itself there. But that will power up the Hound. And it dying actually lowers the HP of the surviving Roperite. So it has 65 damage on it and 70 life. So now you're in a position where if Artur, his own Roperite dies. So he needs to put down another beastie, another fearsome critter, in order to prevent the loss of his own.
He's going hound hunting.
Okay. He's swinging in with it. And that is a 3, and I believe does that not have 65 damage on it? I thought it did. I could be wrong, but I feel like his Roperite is dead. Okay.
Well, it looks like Louis is not top decking here. So Arthur is...
Okay, they figured it out.
Okay.
They figured it out. I think that's what they were trying to establish. But Hound came down. So swinging 35 damage into the Hound. Hound should be dead off that.
Yeah,
yep.
Definitely.
And what, you drop the Gumberoo? Ooh, interesting. Okay, lightning in a bottle bounce. Arthur's Gumberoo. That's what I said. This is just such a back and forth match. It's really who runs out of beasties first.
Yeah.
You use the Gumberoos to try to bounce each other's, and with the goal of while you're bouncing each other's Gumberoos, you then destroy your opponent's other beasties.
That is 2 more that just came down.
Yeah, this is going to be a long match. Now comes the second Gumberoo.
This is getting ridiculous now.
Yes. But that's the thing, though. Once you have 2 down and your opponent only has 1, that's when it starts to get to a point where, you know, you can kind of start to overwhelm them.
Yeah. And Arthur really has to... really kind of has to do something here because, I mean... Generally...
Does he, though? Arthur's in a pretty good spot, from what I can see.
Kind of. The reason why I say that is because, like, no matter what he bounces, you know, Louis can just replay it, and he has way more aura available, so a card like Growth or New Year's New Beginnings gains more value.
Mm-hmm.
So...
Well, Arthur, I think, has caught up now. I think Arthur's just 1 behind, is he not? In terms of aura?
Right, but
still, yes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm talking about the Force God Ambers.
Yes, but okay, so you can put those down. You can put that back down, but look at it this way: you could also. I saw that New Year, New Beginning in hand.
Yikes!
Think we see it?
And here he goes. He's got to play
Yep.
it.
Yep.
for both players, and it's going to benefit them both. I do think it generally benefits the one with the closest apartment.
I think he hit an aura absorb off that. That could be big. Yep. Not big in terms of getting rid of the aura, because they both just have so much at this point, but more in terms of the extra draw power that it gives you.
Yeah. This is going to be close.
It really is. I don't think he didn't draw much in terms of beasties, though, off of that. I don't know if he drew any.
Wow.
Now I see some lightnings. I see some auras. I see a second anniversary. Yeah, no, that is not what you want to see. I think Arthur takes it now. I think that's the nail meat coffin.
Yeah, those Gumbaroos. Oh. Okay, this could...
He doesn't have enough.
This could swing. This could swing into Louis' direction.
It could, but what?
First anniversary celebration.
Why though?
To deal 25 to the Gumbaroo for no reason. Well, wait, what?
Wait, what? I'm very confused.
Is it his birthday?
Oh, yes, it is.
Oh wow.
Yeah, right. He was on.
Yeah.
He was our player earlier.
That is insanity. He shows his ID.
He pulls out the ID.
He's like, "Yep, it's my birthday."
Oh my god. I know you have to do that, but it feels like BM showing someone your driver's license.
Wow. That is. This is insanity. You know what? I am going to make a prediction right now that Louis probably wins this.
I don't think so. I think that was a desperation play.
No, Louis probably wins this whole tournament.
You think so?
Yes, because that is so busted.
He has to win here, though. Well, I mean, he's not out if he loses here, but if he wins here, he's guaranteed.
I think he's going to win this game. Like, he's so far ahead right now. He just dealt with all the Gumbaroos.
Oh, Chris ended up winning his match.
Yes, Chris ended up winning. So Chris is 4-0. Chris Johnson, the Dueling Brothers.
I suppose he burned all of his bad luck on that first game that we saw.
Oh, wait. Yes, Aura Absorb can be countered by anniversary.
Oh, I think I'm thinking of Void Spell. I thought
2 minutes in round.
Yeah, I'm thinking of Void Spell. But yeah, that's a play. And there's the growth.
Wow.
That I swear he had earlier, but I guess I'm dumb.
So first anniversary is active, by the way, too.
Oh boy. Yeah, so no convert on the Roperites.
Yep.
That said, 4 aura on board and a lot in the hand. That's the thing. There's options now. Yep.
All right, that's his last. That's the last of his Gumbaroos, I think.
I thought only one of them had died.
No, I thought there was 2. Maybe I'm wrong.
It's hard to keep track in the mirror match sometimes.
It is.
When there's 10 amongst everyone. That is a Pin Club Squonk.
Pin Club Squonk. Is that still considered a pocket squonk?
Any squonk that goes in your pocket is a pocket squonk.
Okay. Fair enough.
Now, the real secret to playing Squonk is learning how to cry on command, which I have not figured out yet, but, I'm sure someone will eventually, and thereby make Squonk immortal.
I've never heard of anybody doing it yet, but you can definitely make yourself cry on purpose.
Yeah. Just smeared to the color of everything just changed a little bit.
It did.
Okay, I want to make sure I wasn't having a stroke. I'm glad I'm not. Because I have to drive home later.
Yeah, definitely stick around, will you?
I'll do what I can.
All right, so Louis is now trying to rebuild his board. And Arthur is just sitting with a handful of cards.
Yeah. If Louis is not rebuilding his board anytime soon, he has no beasties. Oh, I guess he hit some Gumbaroos. Okay.
He has those Gumbaroos.
But it'll just get bounced.
Well, that's better than go to his face, right? for him.
I suppose. But if his opponent is smart, he'll attack with the other beasties first. There's really no good. There's no good answer. Like I said, it's such a. You have to do more thinking in the Fearsome Critter mirror than I think in any other matchup that Fearsome Critters plays.
Yeah, I would agree.
Because there's just so many, like, branching timelines of what could happen, you know?
Yep.
Yeah, we got some squonks in chat. Let's go.
Squonk emotes.
I was one day off of my birthday being during Orlando Collecticon. I was so close. I could have had it, but
Okay, that's got to be the last of the Gumroos.
yeah, yes, that definitely is because there's one in limbo.
Yep. Oh, there's a bookmark.
4 Gumroos is absolutely obscene though. I don't know how Lewis gets around this. This is still game 1, by the way.
Yeah, this is still
game one. We burned half the time. Potential to end in a draw, I'll be real. I don't know what both players' life points are looking like, though. That's the problem. Because even if that phone was in frame, it is very bright, and I can't read it. Looks like a 4 for Arthur. I see a 4, I'm pretty sure. That's all the information I have. Math and guess their life points.
Yeah, now Arthur's going critical mass and just trying to outpace Lewis here. But I think he's going to be able to.
This might be game. This could be it. Oh?
Oh no, he's swinging into other beasties.
He's bouncing them. I mean, I guess that's all you need to do.
Yep.
No point in taking out your opponent's aura facts. They have 6. They have pretty much all the aura in their deck out. They might have 7. Some people play 7. Some people play 6. I don't see anyone playing more. They do. They're psychopaths.
Here comes the 3 Gumbaroos.
Triple Gumbaroo. But up against 4 Gumbaroo, what can you do?
So Lewis just held a hound in his hand.
Well, it would just. You're just helping your opponent. You're just helping boost your opponent, and then it just dies.
Yep.
You know, no point in it. If it doesn't have any boost on it, Rope Ray can one-shot it. And Power Bread on Squonk, the boy. Yo, Pocket Squonk for the win. Can we get some squonks in chat?
Pocket Squonk. Yeah, no, that is a lot of Gumbaroos on the board, and it looks like Arthur's probably going to take this down, but they need to play their next games faster. That is one of the things about Metazoo in general, is that games take so long sometimes just to finish, and even when both players are playing at a decent pace.
I think that makes it interesting, though, because then you have to think faster. You have to make decisions quicker. You don't have the amount of time to, sift through your hand and go, okay, what do I want to play here?
Oh, yeah, no, I agree.
I'm actually shocked that they haven't gone to next game. Okay.
Yeah,
I was going to say, there's no way.
The writing is on the wall. So Arthur took down game 1. We still have game 2 and possibly game 3 if Lewis can come back from this 1-game deficit.
Well, let's take a look at their respective side decks to see what we could be seeing.
So
honestly, just Arkansas Snipe.
yeah. So for Arthur, I mean,
you drop the mushrooms, obviously, for snipes, and then what else do you take out? Wood Devil, maybe? No. You want the Paralyze.
Yeah.
If he had more Aura Absorbs, I would say put those in potentially, but he doesn't. Yeah, I don't know what you take out for that third one.
Elementals.
No. You take out 2 elementals for 2 snipe. What do you take out for the third snipe? Maybe Amber? I suppose you could. There's options.
I don't think Wood Devil's very good in the mirror map.
It can paralyze.
It can paralyze, but it only goes 25.
If you have Power Bread.
I mean, everything's better when it has Power Up Bread.
Yeah, but Wood Devil in particular.
I think that I would take out the. I think I'd take out the Wood Devil.
Yeah,
honestly.
that seems safe, certainly. So that's what we imagine. I imagine Arthur will be doing. Let's take a look at Lewis's. So he's got one hound inside. He could bring in the Wood Devil. Doubt it. We are not seeing that anti-potion.
Yeah, this is
we could see some more Absorbors. Maybe the 4th of July. I could see the 4th of July putting in work. Even maybe a Dampen. But that's the difference between these two decks. Arthur is opting to go pure forest, no Prismors to tech in things like Dampen. Whereas Lewis is playing it, obviously, with the Prismors, as we saw in the last game.
Yeah, we also know that whoever goes first usually in this matchup has a really big advantage. I believe that Arthur actually went first. Or wait, no, he went
Lewis,
second.
Arthur went second, but it was neither player saw their Gumbaroos early, so that really allowed both players to establish a board presence until obviously those Gumbaroos all came into the play towards the end of it.
Yo.
Now, how I feel this usually goes: you have the one long match, then someone in a rush keeps a somewhat good hand, gets punished for it, and then you go to game.
Yeah,
So they say Fearsome Critters wins in time, but who wins in time in the mirror of Fearsome Critters?
Nobody wins in the mirror.
Yeah, that's true.
Ever.
It's true. But like 35-minute game one, my goodness. I've just completely given up on the cowboy hat, by the way. It keeps popping off my head for some reason. I know I have a big head, but like, come on now. Work
I
with
love
me.
the hat, man.
I do too. That's why I spent $3 on it. This is the match that never ends. It just goes on and on. Oh, we're gonna get DMCA'd. I should stop. My singing's too good.
Yeah, I ain't even gonna attempt that. Lewis definitely taking some time to shuffle here. He wants to make sure that everything is as randomized as possible.
Yeah, bunching is a massive issue with Fearsome Critters just because you have so many beasties. And if they're all on the board, you know they're going to get shuffled in. That's going to be your limbo. You want to pile shuffle and then shuffle like a madman for a while after that.
Yep.
And even then, sometimes you can draw a Bricksky. Oh, if that hand that Arthur... GG, go next. Hold up.
So Lewis's opener looks pretty interesting. I think
Okay, he did put in the 4th of July.
Yep.
Snipe. Gumbaroo. Okay, putting down the Gumbaroo early. Yeah, that's definitely the best play. Normally you want the Rope Ride out, but Gumbaroo forces your opponent to respond. And speaking of responses, Arthur happens to have a Lightning in a Bottle in hand. However, I don't believe he has the Gumbaroo. Oh, no, he does. Okay, never mind. The Bouncy Castle. It comes for all of us. Ooh, do you use that now? Or do you... Okay. I believe...
your opponent
with the Gumbaroos?
Gumbaroos
Yeah. He has a third one in his hand as well. Worth pointing out. That third one could be big. And I love both. I think both players have an Absorb Aura and no Aura effects. Which I'm just incredibly amused by. Yeah, so I think you force your opponent to burn the Lightning in a Bottles on Gumbaroos. So Arthur being able to retaliate and bounce one is good for him, but at the same time, his opponent Lewis has a second one. So and never mind, there it goes. But now you've burned 3 Lightning in a Bottles, and I'm not seeing any. Well, never mind. Never mind. That hurts. Yeah.
Yeah, that was huge.
Oh, but into the growth. Into a growth ski. Might not be that bad.
There's a couple Lightning in a Bottle sitting in his hand, too.
Yeah, I unfortunately did not see what all Lewis lost there? Oh, okay. Thank you, Arthur. 2 snipes. 2 snipes and a 4th of July. And a Gumbaroo. That could be big.
That's definitely big because the snipes are so insane in this matchup.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of the big tools that Force usually has in here.
That's true, but Lewis got a very, very good hand off of that New Year's. Oh wait, he would have lost 3 Gumbaroo, wouldn't he? Oh, I didn't even think of that. Yeah, double back. Those are his last 2 Gumbaroo. That could be it then.
Wow.
That could be enough to do it. He's gonna need a real big play here. What's the second lightning for? Bounce the rope right?
Probably.
I'm not sure. Or do you go for the... or do you go for the Aura effect? You know, Force God Amber. Get rid of it. Arthur does once again have a lightning in a bottle in hand, though.
Arthur seems to be getting a bunch of goodies.
Yeah. They both got good hands off that New Year, New Beginning, but Arthur is definitely in a stronger position to capitalize off of it.
Oh, they did, definitely.
That, and I think what Lewis lost is potentially game ending for him.
Here comes those 2 Gumbaroo.
How's the day been so far? Day's been pretty good. So the reason that we aren't playing is because that this is a first Metaversity TCG tournament that we're having here.
Yes.
And that's Tuffy's baby. And I'm a good friend of Tuffy, and so I'm kind of along for the ride on this. Hope to be involved with more Metaversity stuff down the line as well, but stay tuned to all of that.
Yeah, Jason and myself...
I was signed up to play, though.
Right. No, Jason and myself, we decided to just go ahead and turn Metaversity from my little idea into something that has the potential to, grow as much as possible. And, we want to focus on content, gameplay, collectability, all that kind of stuff. And, this was one of the big things that I really wanted to do with it is stream events. So what better than the Metazoo's first international tournament?
Very true, very true.
know?
It's a shame we couldn't get feeds from the Canadian side.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things like bugs for like details on the game flushed out eventually, but right now Metazoo's still young,
Very true. That, and I think that might also be confusing for the viewers if we're covering 2 tournaments at the same time. Now that I think about it,
Yeah.
seeing some more lightning in a bottle is
it.
burned. I don't see a world in which Lewis wins this. I just don't. Not after that. After that New Year, New Beginning, that feels like game breaking. God,
That was pretty
darn
huge.
it! That was, yeah. Give me a sec.
But yeah, no, this is looking really interesting now because Arthur seems like he's a little low. Oh, and Louis took down that Wood Devil with the first anniversary because it's his birthday, dealing 75 damage and it costing 0 ore to play. So that was a pretty big play there. But here comes the army of Gumbaroos and a couple rope rights. Arthur is really laying them down on the field now.
Well, and at some point, Lewis is going to run out of the lightning in a bottles. He can't keep bouncing them forever when he has just fundamentally less. It's unfortunate, but that's just the situation that he finds himself in after one of the most devastating New Year, New Beginnings I think I've ever seen. I would also like to point out less staticky, so I Fonzied it. Hey.
And we will be taking a lot of this tournament footage and doing some post-production work and making some really, really enjoyable content for everybody too. So be on the lookout for that. We'll be posting it on Facebook, Instagram, all that kind of fun stuff. They are down to 4 minutes, and this is crazy. So
at this point, Arthur's playing for draw, and I don't see a world in which he gets this. I'll be real.
just has to play faster.
But here's the thing: he can't keep up with Arthur now. He's lost so many tools, and I don't think he has any way of recovering from that.
So he has a second anniversary in hand as well. So he just played Nightfall.
So that gets plus 25.
But I don't think that really does a whole lot because
he can kill the Roperites. But yeah, then it doesn't do much against the Gumbaroos.
Oh wow! Why didn't he attack with the Roperite and kill his Roperite, but instead he attacked with the Gumbaroo and killed the Roperite?
Maybe to give his Accidental Hound that boost. He still has the Roperite to attack with.
The problem is the Gumbaroos, though, right?
Wait. Oh, so he used it to destroy the Forest God Amber. Well, if he can keep him to where the only thing he has are the Gumbaroos, that's also viable. It'll be annoying for him, and I don't know that works out with 2 minutes left, but that is a viable strategy in this matchup under normal circumstances.
Yeah.
That said, I think you can get away with that there because you obviously, again, you have the Gumbaroos and stuff doing their bounces. But if he's able to get 2 Gumbaroos to stick to where his opponent feels like he has to start attacking with the Gumbaroos rather than bouncing with them, then he can use that first anniversary celebration to just blow one of them up. Though that won't even work right now because there's so many on board that they have more than 75 life.
Well, here comes 4 biggins, but this is going to allow Arthur to be able to attack for a lot of damage because each one gets 100 attack boost. So right now, if Arthur were to take his turn and just swing, we're talking about 500, 530, 60.
Well, and I think that's
580 or 50.
Okay, so he's trying to race. He wants to race him.
Yeah.
Because he has more beasties than Arthur does. So by putting him in a position where he has to attack and he can't afford to be bouncing things anymore.
I think Arthur's going to win this race, though.
Yes, I do too.
Oh, wait, he didn't draw a beastie?
What do you mean?
Arthur.
I don't know. I didn't see what he drew.
He would have played a beastie if he would have drawn one.
Not necessarily. Sometimes it's good to...
and then Nightfall, that's interesting.
If you're trying to fix math, sometimes it can be better to attack first before playing a beastie.
Right.
And boy howdy, is there a lot of fixing math in this matchup.
Yeah.
Yeah, with 11 seconds left.
That is time and round. Active task 0, turn 0.
Okay. I think that's going to be it. Because they're going to do the extra turns, but Arthur's just going to keep on being able to bounce. So
Yeah. That said, if he drops enough things, he has to keep up with it. I don't know what the life point differential is now, but I would think that if Lewis didn't think he had a chance, he would have dropped it. There's
first anniversary number 2.
There it is, 75 damage. Finishing off Squonk, okay. Dropping it down to 4. But now what? He's, I mean... Math time.
Good old man.
Drops him, pass. Arthur has 2 turns. Presumably he's behind, otherwise there's no way that Lewis would be able to keep this going. But
I mean, doesn't he just bounce 3 of Lewis's dudes?
But here's the thing. Lewis has swung in with a lot of guys. Arthur's has 700-something life. I don't know exactly how much, but
Arthur's going to bounce that one now.
He may have to commit an attack. That said, by bouncing them this turn, next turn he sets himself up to just be able to attack. And here we go into the next turn. So this is going to be Lewis's last turn. Presumably he's still ahead on life.
Yeah,
But I don't
think he is.
No, because Arthur's just been bouncing stuff. He hasn't really been attacking him.
That's true.
But with that in mind, all he can really do is put stuff down and pass.
Yeah, but when he's playing stuff, he just makes Arthur's dudes bigger.
Yeah, that's very true. And Arthur's not going to... Obviously, Arthur isn't going to waste time.
Yeah, because he's swinging for 280, 290, 300.
Yeah.
Oh, that's even more now.
Yeah, that's gotta seal it.
Well, this beer is absolutely crazy. The math. You gotta be a smart cookie.
You do. Smart and somewhat lucky.
So, is Arthur just thinking about what he could do here?
I think he's trying to figure out if he has it, because he still has some ore to work with. There's 3. Power of bread.
Oh, second anniversary comes down.
There's no way that's enough to get him the win. Is there? Wait, is second anniversary free on your birthday as well?
Yes. Yes. First anniversary and second anniversary are free on your birthday.
Amazing.
It is ridiculous.
But he hit the bookmark. But he's out of aura. And he can't convert. Does he have it? That's the question. I don't know what their life point differential is.
I'm going to check real quick.
Okay. This is so tense. Azul, you want one of the Metaversity teas? I believe Tuffy has said they will be for sale at some point. What's it looking like?
So, $775 to $1,000. So, Arthur is at $775 and Louis is at $1,000. So
does he
Arthur
not
swings,
have it?
Yeah, Arthur should just swing here with all of his dudes.
What? What is happening? Unless they got an extension. They might have gotten an extension.
Oh, okay.
Which would mean that this isn't necessary. I don't know. I don't know when time started then.
Yeah, I have no idea because it seemed like they started fairly soon after.
Well,
So
we
maybe
did
they have a
start. We
minute
did
or
start
two.
spectating another match, so there's the possibility that they were waiting on someone.
Yeah, that's
That said, Yeah, we're somewhere. I don't know how close it is to being over, but
So Louis just passes.
Or a
always
pass?
trying not to lose.
yeah, okay, that was his last turn
Yeah,
then.
he's trying not to lose.
So by putting down the beasties on the second to last turn, he forces an answer.
There he
GG.
goes. There he
All right,
goes.
well, that's gonna be that.
Wow, that was crazy.